various judicial panels of inquiry set up by the different state governments to investigate alleged abuses by SARS in particular and the police in general. As you know, the federal government, through the National Executive Commission, asked the states to set up these panels. And the panels asked the general public in their respective states to submit their petitions. And that brings me to our big hard fact today. 210. That's the petitions submitted to the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry, according to the panel itself. It's a big number, but it's also a small number. It's small in the sense that if you talk to most Lagosians like yourselves, they believe that there are far more cases of police brutality than just 210. But it's also a big number because there's a serious concern that the panel will not be able to hear all the cases in front of it, because the panel isn't going to be on forever. They've got 6 months, and some of the cases that they've heard so far, they've had to adjourn and re-adjourn and re-adjourn. So that's the first problem that we need to address. Do you think this system of judicial panels of inquiry is robust enough to handle the police brutality problem? Remember, these panels were set up because government, both federal and state, acknowledged the problem and acknowledged that it was big, and their solution was to set up these panels. Is that solution good enough? Does it fit the problem? And it's not just about the caseload. There's also the issue of power. Do the panels have the power to do anything meaningful about the cases brought to them? Remember, Governor Nyesom Wike in Rivers State expressed his skepticism about these panels, because he said that in 2015, he set up panels of inquiry in the state to look into electoral violence. Panels indicted some police officers, but since the police is a federal agency, the state could not take action. And so he forwarded the findings to the federal government. But according to Wike, up until now, there's been no action, according to him. And then there's Kaduna. The Kaduna state government set up a panel of inquiry into the massacre of IMN members in Zaria, the Islamic movement of Nigeria. And the panel, in its findings, accused the military of wrongdoing. Until today, no action has been taken. We talked about that briefly on the Big Three. It's one of the issues that the U.S. State Department highlighted in its assessment of religious freedom in Nigeria. Last week, I had Inibehe Efyong, who quoted a part of the law for us that said that any evidence tendered at these hearings, at these panels of inquiry, are not admissible in court. But on the other hand, you have those who believe that this time it will be different. This time, the presidency itself is the one that asked for the panels. Remember, it was Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and the NEC who made the request. And so, defenders of this panel believe that the presidency is taking this one personal. And the presidency will make sure that the findings and recommendations of the panel are pursued. So let's start with that. Where do you stand? Where do you stand in this particular debate? Do you think the panels can move the needle? Do you think they will be able to handle the large volume of petitions coming their way? Do you believe that after they have rounded up, that the federal government will actually take up their findings and take action? 0700 993 993. We've got WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 080 959 75805. Tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM and definitely share your thoughts via Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. These panels that have been set up, do you think that they can move the needle? Do you think that they will be able to handle the large volume of petitions coming their way? Do you believe that after they have rounded up, the federal government will actually take up their findings and take action? Hello. Thanks for calling us. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. The number to call is 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. We're streaming on Facebook, by the way. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, and Twitter is at Nigeria Info FM. Hello, thanks for calling us. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Turn your radio off. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Christy, please. I'm calling all the way from Ajah Environment.
Welcome.
Yeah. I don't know if you will allow me to talk back. I think it's from the previous topic you were talking about.
No.
About the road and all that.
Well, we've passed that.
Okay.
We've passed that.
And, okay, now let me talk about the panel.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be able to handle the loads of petition that will be put, they will be put into or facing from the federal government. That is, if the federal government is really working. Because in this country, I don't think anything works. Because if you're talking about people should be investigated based on their jobs, what they're doing in Nigeria, I think even the local government people should be penalized for not doing their jobs properly. Are you getting me?
I understand.
Yeah, and because killing human beings from the, should I say massacre, Lekki massacre, and we are trying to find out what went wrong from that time till now, nothing is being done. And the other time I was listening to the news, they gave some money to the dead police people, family, 10 million naira. How sure are we about that? You know, maybe it's like 4 million, 2 million, then it's what they give to the news people that the news people are reporting. Are you getting me?
The governor himself handed over a check to the family of the slain police officers, the officers who were killed during the riots after the EndSARS protests.
Has any of the family member come to say, yes, we went to the bank and we cashed this check? Nope. We've not seen that.
Well, they don't want to announce it now so that they don't kidnap them or rob them.
But they can announce that. But they can announce that the 10 million naira have been issued to any of them. Apart from money, money cannot buy life, my love. Money don't buy life. And those people that committed this atrocity should be put behind bars. That is the way it should be. They should. People say, "Oh, we shouldn't do a rush. We shouldn't rush over things." You understand? It's not about rushing over things. In other civilized countries, they do same thing. It doesn't take them 100 months or 100 years to put somebody behind bars. In other civilized countries, we see governors going to jail for this crime he has committed. We see what do you call it? Senate member being put to jail. We even see where president has been penalized before. But in this country, you know, because of it's like Yoruba people always say, "Baba is silent. Nothing can touch him." Are you getting me?
Well, while they're in office, they have immunity, so they cannot be prosecuted. And even if they could be prosecuted, these things need to be investigated first before any charges are. Charges will be brought, and then they will investigate, and then prosecution will happen.
Everybody has to be investigated. First of all, the panel tried to investigate them. The army people were shutting them off, not allowing them. That went viral. Are you getting me? News says, the people has been stopped. The panel of judges have been stopped for making an investigation. Are you getting me?
No, that's not true.
Well, that's not that on the news.
No. The police filed a suit trying to get the panels to stop investigating, but they withdrew that suit because the IG claims that the lawyer that filed it was acting on his own, and so they're investigating to see what happened exactly.
For goodness sake, why would they even file a suit, even if the lawyer is, sorry, I will use the word, acting on his own makes him a dumb, but I'm sorry for that foul language, but it's really not called for when it comes to this country to prolong a massacre case for 100 years. Even if we agree, or everybody agree that it has to go through investigation. Right. Are you getting me? Right. But in this country, nothing works fine. I'm telling you. I'm not sounding like this because I am frustrated. If people know what is right, like I always tell people in my environment, like a man who refuses to do his gutter when he knows that he has to pack his gutter when it's dirty. If you know what is right, you should do what is right. The honorables or the Lagos State governors or commissioners who are using election to, cases to hold up roads in order for the road not to be tied or fixed, so that when it comes to election, people will stand up and say, oh, you vote for me. If you vote for me, I will fix that road. Are you getting me? The same thing they have been doing for ages before I was born, even after I'm grown, even after I become a grandmother. Are you getting me? The same thing still continues. Everything in Nigeria is being prolonged. Are you getting me?
I get you.
It's not nice. You yourself that is sitting right there in that chair now, asking a lot of questions, trying to figure out from Nigerian people what's the way forward. Are we even supposed to be discussing what's the way forward? It's like we are trying to teach the governors, the ministers, the presidents what to do. If they are dumb, they don't know what to do. For goodness sake, they should resign and let people who know what to do to be there.
All right.
Every time we keep exactly. If you don't know how to do your job, you should resign and let a good head do it.
But that's what a democracy is. A democracy is a government for the people, by the people.
By the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay,
and so
you sitting down there inviting governors, and they refuse coming down to sit down and talk to their people. What kind of governors or ministers does not relate with his people? What kind of governor is that? Okay, let's even put aside the president. He doesn't come online every time to talk to his people. Fine, we're not even asking him to come anymore. Because when we expected him to come, he never comes. Are you getting me? The governors, who are the local ones, who are dealing with the local ones. Let's put the president in the presidential seat. You understand? He deals with the general thing, the international. What about the governors, the ministers, the so-called honorables? What about them? I will tell you, my darling, if I tell you I don't even know the local government chairman of my environment, except if I Google him, if I see him on the road, I will not know him. Because he never communicates with people. He never talks to his people. He never come out there and see the condition of the people that voted him in. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
You can see my I will use the word now, frustrated anger in trying to pin out what the so-called people are doing. I mean, the leaders. When they come for election, we vote them in. We beg. They will share money for the poor. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
And people will vote them in. But they don't communicate with people. You call them being unheard, they will not even pick your call. Come to talk about coming down to the station to talk to their people because they are scared of the questions.
Well,
they are scared. I will not lie you that.
Let's leave it at that, ma'am. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it. Now, of course, the lady and I went off on a tangent, but we're not talking about local governments or government response in itself, of itself. We're keeping our conversation very narrow, and we're talking specifically about the panels that have been set up by government. So I'm pretty sure that the rest of you who are calling at the moment, my last caller has revved you up and you're ready to go. But let's come back to the subject. And the subject, of course, is the panels. Do you think that the panels can move the needle? Do you think that they're going to be able to handle the large volume of petitions coming their way? Do you believe that after they've rounded up, the federal government will actually take up their findings and take action? Because don't forget that I told you that for Lagos alone, we've got 210 petitions that have been submitted to the judicial panel in Lagos. The panel itself said that. It's a big number, but it's also a small number. Small in the sense that when you talk to Lagosians, they believe there are far more cases. But big because, 210 is a lot of cases to get through if you have 6 months to do that work. And a lot of the cases you're having to adjourn and re-adjourn because the witness on one side is not available or the lawyer for the other side is not available, etc., etc., etc. And that's the first problem we need to address. Do you think this system of judicial panels of inquiry is robust enough to handle the police brutality problem? Because, like I said when we started, these panels were set up by both state and federal government. And they acknowledged the problem of police brutality. They acknowledged that it was big. Their solution was to set up these panels. Is this solution good enough? Does it fit the problem? 0700-993-993-993. Hello.
Hello, ma. Good evening.
How are you? What's your name?
TJ from Coca-Cola.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, ma. I'm a first-time caller.
Good to have you on today's show. Welcome.
But
Go ahead.
I listen to your program every time.
Okay.
Please, President Sandra,
Yes.
things will work if Oga on top remove hand in the matter.
Okay.
Of the truth, Nigeria is, I don't know, we have governors, presidents that travel all over the places. I don't know what are bringing in is bad things, but there's so good things over there. They report everything panel in Nigeria, and all those panels that are not working. 3-man committee, 2-man committee, 7-man committee. For the matter, one's supposed to trash out immediately, and there's certain panel, certain judiciary, and none of them is working according to the last caller. My sister, it is appalling that in this 21st century, Nigeria will be talking like this. Where are we heading to? Where are we going to with this mentality, with this understanding? We have graduates all over the world. If Nigeria cannot work, let's employ others to come and teach us. That is my take on this matter.
All right,
it will work if Oga on top will remove hand in this matter.
Thanks for calling us. We love that you called us today. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry about that. 99.3.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
I'm very okay. My name is Prince Warriors, calling you from Amuodo.
Prince Warriors, you know better than to leave your radio on now.
I've already obeyed my president now. I've already off it.
Okay, welcome. Go ahead.
You see, the panel you are talking about,
Mm-hmm.
well, we should not doubt the panel right now. As of now, Lagos, for example, they give them 6 months to submit their recommendations.
Findings. Mm-hmm.
After their finding, I think that we will write paper after this. So we should not doubt the panel right now for us to believe something good must come out of it. For example, Lagos State government said the ball rolling. He promised the police they are going to give them something, and he gave his family 10 million naira. It's a plus for the governor. Somebody does to say he don't believe, but I saw him hand over the check to the family. No family will receive such amount. He will keep silent because we never allow those people to visit his house. I saw it after some day. They thank the governor for what I have done for them. So this panel you are talking about, for me, I believe in the panel. And the recommendation was given to the governor. Or each state governor, when they receive the panel's report, they must issue the white paper. The recommendation of the panel to be tackled. That is how I see it.
What do you think about people who say that other panels have not been countenanced, so they don't have hope that this one will be?
Let me tell you. If they say this one, that one free, this one free, the president will let's hope that it will work. If it doesn't work, it means not only the government. We Nigeria, we are part of the system. Because when you have a family failure, the community bound to fail, and when the community fails, the governor will fail. Because it is from one of us, we select somebody to be our councillor, we select somebody to be our chairman of local government. Somebody say now, if they don't know the name of the chairman of local government, we should know this. We should query them when necessary. So for me, Prince, why I'm talking to you now, I believe that panel, the way the woman conduct herself, I'm telling you, he will recommend better things for the governor. At the end of the day, the governor must use as white paper as a record. Let Nigeria, let Lagos know what really happened. For me, I have confidence in it. Nigeria will not doubt everything. We are saying government. What we Nigeria are doing? I'm telling you, Sandra, a lot of things go under the water. When you say do this, do that, some are not disciplined. Look at what's going on the road now. We say no police, but nobody can control himself. Everywhere jack up. So for me, when we talk of corruption today, corruption begot all what is going on in Nigeria. Corruption, and my President Sandra, let me stop and may God bless you.
Bless you as well. Thank you, Prince YS, for calling. John is in Unilag. Hello, John.
Fine. President, good evening.
Good evening.
You see this panel is going to work. Many people don't doubt it. You know why?
Why?
ICC is watching. CNN is watching. Nigeria Info is watching. Sorosoke is watching. We are all watching. The government don't want the second wave. When the second wave will happen, Nigerian police cannot stop it. Nigerian government cannot stop it. So what they should just do jejely, as we always say, let them just do the right thing. We're all watching. And lastly, before I leave, it's time for the IG of police to start arresting the chairman of all these local governments. Most of them, they are wasting Lagos fund, they are wasting state fund. Around Nigeria, they are eating the money because the state government are releasing money to them. They are spending the money for the state without working. So let the IG start arresting them instead of disturbing Sorosoke. We are all watching, so the panel is going to work. Sandra, well done. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, John. Speaking of Sorosoke and Nigeria Info watching, on my way into work today, I still saw a police van at Lekki Toll Gate. I saw three actually, three police vans, one police sedan, and at least 6 police officers stationed at the Lekki Toll Plaza, just like they were stationed yesterday, in an attempt, we're told, to prevent a second phase of the EndSARS protests. It was on the Big Three yesterday. If you missed it, you can actually listen again. The Big Three is available as a podcast, as well as the Big Hard Facts. Actually, Hard Facts, period, is available as a podcast. So search for Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili on any of your streaming streaming services. So iTunes, Spotify, which one? What else is there? Google Podcasts, all of them. It's available. So go ahead and listen. If you can't find it, just do a Google search. Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili. The podcast will come up and then you can go ahead and listen. The glass ceiling, which comes up tomorrow, where we're going to continue that conversation about domestic violence. Yes, we're switching women in leadership to domestic violence because this one is more topical. And then next week we'll go back to women in leadership. But yeah, tomorrow let's talk about domestic violence a little more, continuing the conversation from today's Big Three. And if you want to listen to previous episodes of The Glass Ceiling, it's also available as a podcast. And you can catch up online. It's called The Glass Ceiling Show with Sandra Ezekwesili. You can also just Google that, and then all the platforms where it's available, you can go ahead and listen. Now, WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. We also have Facebook, where we're streaming this conversation. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, and we're streaming on YouTube as well, Nigeria Info FM. Now on WhatsApp we have a comment here from you didn't leave your name, but you say that is there any way your station can invite the governor of Lagos so that the people will speak with him and we can ask him some questions? Yes, we're going to work on that. The last time the governor was here was before he was elected governor during his campaign. He was here, he was interviewed by the station, but he hasn't had time to make a comeback. And we do hope that pretty soon we're able to bring him back here on Nigeria Info. More comments here. We've got Kehinde, who says, I applaud the panel. My question is, which panel in this country has had a good outcome? It also says, is it the Bola Ige panel? Is it the NDDC panel? The politicians injected their political thugs to disrupt the protests. A policeman supporting the thugs at Alausa. Unfortunately, the thugs had their free day to loot the malls. These politicians released a tiger that they cannot tame. These same politicians will go to church and mosque, and our religious leaders will welcome them and give them front seats. Let's change the government from the president down to the councillor, throughout the 774 local governments. That's a message from Kende's Nijegun. Kende, thanks for your message. Now, of course, we don't have proof that any politician did anything, but we'll take a break, come back, and continue this conversation.
Information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm listening. Information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Information at its peak.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
iPhone 12. Yeah. Seven. You cannot. An investment limited. Marina. Wake up. valid.
Brand new. .com. At my pop.
And pay all the bills easily without stories to touch. Visa is all you need to make your next payment from Samsung. Charge.
Panels of inquiry set up across the country to take a look at police brutality, to take a look at allegations against SARS, to also take a look at the Lekki shooting for the panel here in Lagos. And I told you that 210 petitions have been submitted to the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry, according to the panel itself. And I wonder if you think that the panels are robust enough to handle a police brutality as a problem. Do they have the power to do anything meaningful about the cases brought before them? Especially if you remember what Governor Nyesom Wike said, if you remember the panel that was set up in Kaduna to look into the Shiite massacre, if you also take a look at several panels that have been set up in the past, do you think that these particular panels will achieve what they've been set up to do? And then you also have people who believe, like Prince YS and the guy who called in before Prince YS, that this time things will be different. The guy who called in after Prince YS says CNN is watching, Nigeria Info is watching, Sorosoke Generation is watching, and so things will be different this time around. Are you one of the believers who believes that things will be different this time around? Some people who believe things will be different this time around point to the presidency itself, because the presidency itself asked for these panels to be set up. Right? So defenders of the panel believe that the presidency is taking this one personal, and they'll make sure the findings and the recommendations of the panel are pursued. Do you believe that? Do you think these panels can move the needle? Do you think they'll be able to handle the large volume of petitions coming their way? Do you believe that after they've rounded up, the federal government will actually take up their findings and take action? Today is week 7 since the Lekki Tollgate shooting occurred, and every Tuesday on Hard Facts, as long as the panels are running, we're going to take a look at what's happening, what the developments are, what the processes are, what the news stories are, and we'll bring them to you 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hello, thanks for calling us. Hello?
Yeah, Sandra.
Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Aja.
Good evening, Kingsley.
Yeah, the problem with Nigerians, we keep repeating one thing and expecting different results.
Okay.
This panel of inquiry they have been setting every time is a tactic. It's a delay tactic, a kind of I remember one time the former chief of the chief of defense staff, Martin Luther Agwai, I don't know if you remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
He once said that Nigerian man forgets things so easily that if something happens today and another one happens next week, we forget the one that happened before. So that panel of inquiry just to calm Nigerians down. Definitely nothing is going to come out of there. Definitely not. That's it. That's my belief. Nothing.
All right, Kingsley, very pessimistic view from Kingsley there. But let's take a few more calls. The number to try is 0700-993-993-993. It's quite difficult to get through, I know, but keep the faith and keep trying. 0700-993-993-993. We've got a ton of messages on Facebook. Let me go and take some of the comments. Davo Okorie says... Davo. Stop being naughty. Tubaba Damitemi says, Minister of... okay. We've got Ibrahim Juma Jamlik, who says they cannot handle anything. They will just keep telling us stories. Drama never finish for Niger. We've got Abdul Hafiz, who says, I don't know who will be the president of Nigeria come 2023, but I strongly feel this amazing women will make a good VP. I don't know why you're talking about presidency. We're not talking about that. But let's talk to Shilai. Is that your name, Shilai?
Yes, Sandra. Good afternoon.
How do I say your name? Good afternoon.
Shile.
Shilai. Oh, Shilai, welcome.
Yes, I guess you have to learn Yoruba now.
I do. Someone forced me to speak Yoruba in the afternoon.
Yes, it's actually important.
Yeah, welcome.
However, my opinion about the panel hasn't changed. Because I believe that the panel itself is not sincere, and I find it difficult how justice can be obtained. Within this little time they have. 6 months for 210 cases. How do they do it? It is practically impossible. It is either you're asking them to do a shoddy job and not do a thorough investigation, or you're just asking them to come up with one cockaboo story, and the usual thing happens. After the recommendation, which we are all aware, we like setting up panels and, panels upon panels. And at the end of the day, I don't think anything special is going to happen, particularly where Lagos State is actively involved in one of the investigations, the Lekki Tollgate saga. So I don't think how justice can be gotten. I don't think how anything can be implemented. Because the Lagos State government, instead of that set up the panel under his authority, is part of people that has been investigated. So how do they intend to even implement it if at the end of the day he is found wanted? So I don't think anything can be done. Honestly, I don't think anything can be done.
All right,
Sandra.
Chile. Thanks for calling me. I appreciate it, Chile. Let's talk about Olajide Fowotade. He's one of the petitioners at the Lagos panel. They heard his case today, or rather they were supposed to hear his case today. And, interesting things happened. So Mr. Fowotade is alleging that he was wrongfully detained by police. He was physically abused. He was extorted. And he can name the DPO of the station where all of this allegedly occurred. He mentioned one Ayo Odudu. So Odudu is named as the respondent in the petition. But Odudu was not present at the panel today. He was not present because he has not yet been served. So the counsel for the police asked the panel to adjourn the case since nobody has served Odudu. But the petitioner's lawyer said something interesting in return. He said that the reason why Odudu hasn't been served is that the police are preventing the service. Apparently, the police are not allowing Fowotade's lawyers to get close to Odudu to serve him. So after the panel heard that, the chairperson refused to the police council's motion to adjourn. Instead, she agreed with the petitioner and said that the police council should now be responsible for serving the officer. So if the officer doesn't show up, the police council is responsible. Now, it's not the first time that we've heard these types of accusations about police not letting petitioners serve specific officers. And we've also heard from various lawyers representing these petitioners, and they keep accusing the police of tactics stall tactics. They're saying that most of the time the police councils seem to be asking for adjournments for various reasons. And this ties into what I've been saying about the effectiveness of these panels, especially relative to time and the ability of state panels to control federal agencies like the police. They've got 6 months to get this done. If you keep adjourning matter, how much matter you go settle in 6 months, for Lagos at least, that has 210 petitions before it? 0700 993 993 0700 993 993 993. Do you think that these panels will be able to move the needle? Do you think that these panels will be able to get the job done? This is not to undermine your faith in them. This is, for you to take a critical look at what's happening at the panels, because they are a public panel after all. And it's the job of the public to take a look at what's going on and assess it. Do you think they're going to be able to handle the large volume of petitions coming their way? Do you believe that when they're done, the federal government will actually take up their findings and take action? 0700 993 993 993. Hello. Sorry about that. Hello.
Good evening, Sister Sandra.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
I have to from Ikotu.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Where I believe this panel will not work is that many people before, and up to now, other that the investigation is still on. No, even people that are result, most of them have died years ago. Tell me, what about the death of Attorney General Bolaige? What of Shuba Okadibo? What of this man of Abakarimi of Kano? So many of them, Delegiwa, where is the result? They will tell that the investigation is still on. So that tells me that all these things they are doing is just to confuse people. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you for calling us. But this time around, it's the presidency that asked for these panels. Isn't that proof that things will work this time around? Isn't that proof? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, thank you. This is Emmanuel.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Thank you. Concerning that panel, nothing will come out of it. If you watch the body language of the president, this man have noticed him and have examined the man very well. He's the kind of man that will say one thing and then be doing the opposite. So I don't believe anything will come out of it at all. Even when he even promised the EndSARS protesters, what happened later? They were being arrested, their account are being frozen. Okay, now recently he said that protesters they are free to protest. At the same time, he deployed the soldiers out. So this man, there's nothing like integrity on his side at all. So I don't even believe anything that the man says. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for calling us. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, President Sandra.
How are you? What's your name?
Fine, good evening. My name is Patrick.
Patrick, welcome.
Yeah, I really don't think this kind of inquiry will actually work because we clearly hear from most people. Okay, there's one day your guest, one lawyer like this said something, and that thing really touched me. He said, he made them reference to one panel of inquiry that was set in somewhere in Akwa Ibom State. That up till now, the result and everything that they got, and in fact, the panel of inquiries, they have nothing to do with, as in they can't push the case to the court, something like that. So what are we fighting for? We are just beating around the bush. So I think the government is just playing some
Well,
delete that piece.
the lawyer also mentioned that while he has his reservations about the implementation of the reports, the process itself is important because the process is what will lead to the reports being compiled. So it's up to Nigerians to decide whether or not they're going to force the hand of government to implement the findings of the panels.
But isn't it very it's not very obvious that the government also has some, well, let me say, let me just be quiet. The government has a role to play in these issues that are being brought to the panel of inquiries. So, I mean, we are just pouring water on the back of the tortoise.
Pouring water on the back of the tortoise, he says. Let's take another call. 99.3, hello.
Hello?
How are you? What's your name, sir?
How are you, Sandra? My name is Sam.
Sam, welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. It's a good thing that they set up tribunal or panel.
Mm-hmm.
But how many panel have they set up in Nigeria? It's just to douse the tension so that after some time, people will forget about it. If you don't believe me, go and listen to Vela on government magic. In those songs that he sang long ago, in which they will turn black into white, they turn white into blue. So what they will set up this as a money no law. After everything, the 2 point something billion that was lost that time. It was panel that they set up in the 80s, I mean in the 70s. Up till now, money no loss. You didn't see the end. It is the same thing. We are not going to see anything. If you believe that we are going to see anything, and in the first place, come to think of it, can you be a judge on your own case? The governor is one of the people we are pointing accusing figures that he called the military in. How can he now set a panel to come and investigate himself? So from the hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
From the one, you know that is wrong. You can't be a judge in your own case. After all of them have left, they will let them rule and go. 10, 15 years. The other woman that I talked to you said that this type of a case can be investigated for tens of years, decades. In the next 20 years, all of them will come and answer for the people they killed or what they did wrong. Thank you. They are there now. They have the power. We don't have any power to remove them.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oluwafemi is in Apapa. Oluwafemi, welcome.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, Nemos Judas in Kaseswa, it is Latin for you cannot be the judge over your own case. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
So the federal government cannot be the judge over its own case that
All right. I do hope someone did not drag his phone from his hand and run off with it on a bike, because that's what that sounded like. I hope not. WhatsApp is 080-959-75825. 080-959-75805. Let's take a look. A day from Surulere. Oh, God. Igbo woman. Surulere. Day says, I personally have no faith in the panels. The panels were set up as a ploy, toothless with no bites. Where has all the inquiries at both the NAS and state assemblies taken us? Nowhere. No real justice can be achieved because they're faulty in the first place. The Lagos state government cannot be accused in the same judicial panel they set up. The judicial panel are not independent enough to genuinely function. What legal powers does the panel have to effectively penalize anyone found wanting or disrespecting the panels? The panels are a waste of time, a waste of country's resources. It doesn't matter one single bit or if or not it is from the presidency. None of them should be true. Their credibility has gone down the drain. They're just chasing shadows. Ade from Surulere says, Ade, thanks for your message. But I do think that regardless of what you think about the state government, if they have said, we will set up these panels, doesn't it mean that they are, trying to be above board. They're trying to be above board. They're trying to be transparent. Isn't it a commendable thing that even though you think that the state government is involved one way or the other with the things that went down, at least on the 20th of October, that they've decided to go ahead and set up this panel, even though you think they're involved. Of course, investigations will show one way or the other whether they were involved or not. Isn't that an applaudable thing? Isn't that something that you look at and say, you know what, this thing a sign say their hand they pure? Or even if their hand would be pure, at least they won't do the right thing. Don't you think so? Huh? 0700-993-993-993. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
Sandra.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Good evening.
Okay. I've been in this part of the world for like 50 plus to 60. I've witnessed so many panels upon panels. It never approved anything. At least the one I saw, Koro was Obasanjo's panel, Oputa panel. Nothing came up. So they know what they are doing, but my own is that the blood of Nigerians they kill shall haunt them one by one.
And it's just for you. So I have a question. Now that there's no Dirty December, what are you going to be doing this Christmas season? Don't worry, we have all the gist on the best places to spend Christmas. Have you heard of Upbeat Center? It's a cool spot in Lekki Phase 1 where people go to have fun and chill. Now this season, they present the Pink Christmas for the whole family and fun-loving groups. There's a one-week camp for kids from age 5 and above. It starts on the 14th and ends on the 18th of December. You can enjoy fun activities and learn gymnastics, football, basketball, cooking, baking, drone flying, and even robotics, all for just 30,000 naira. Then comes the Christmas party that you do not want to miss on the 25th and 26th of December with Santa and his gifts, music, dance, freak dance, giant slide, trampoline games, and food at 8,000 naira only. So book now before slots run out. 081-888-44991. That number again is 0818-884-4991.
Welcome back to Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili.
And that's my cue to let you go. But thank you, Lagos, for being a part of today's Hard Facts. We will bring you the glass ceiling tomorrow. And remember, we'll continue that conversation we started on the Big Three today about gender-based violence. Riding off of the story that broke from Benue State with Governor Tom's involvement. I'm Ezekwesili on Twitter and Instagram, Sandra Ezekwesili on Facebook. Until I am back on your air tomorrow, stay here for the news at 6, and after that, conversations with Rufai. Those were your Hard Facts, Lagos. Good night.
Have your say in what we say. We talk the talk, and walk the walk. We are 99.3. You talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.